regular thing, and we're really happy that all you guys made the trek up here. We know it's not easy to get up here. So I'm going to do a couple introductions here. The first intro I'm going to do is for Joe Burgess. Joseph. So since he sent us, I don't know if everybody had a chance to read his bio that he sent us for the Facebook invite.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, but it's all fake and not
What?
You're
not royalty?
Burgess. Like,
he's not turning tricks on Ethan Fulton.
Exactly. So I decided to tell you guys, I thought, you know, I might as well take advantage of the fact that I know Joe pretty well. Reveal some true facts about Joe. So Joe doesn't have Facebook. That's
yes,
one.
I love that.
These are all like weird little details about Joe.
I love Facebook too.
No, I don't love Facebook.
So Joe's not on Facebook. Joe is 6'8". I don't know if everybody in the room knew that. Joe's very tall.
Now the mystery's out.
Joe is from Half Moon Bay, where he also tested out of high school.
Yes.
After his freshman year, which I didn't even know was a possibility or an option, because I would have done it. He tested out of high school and started community college by the age of 16, 15? 16? So we got like a weird genius on
I'm glad everyone knows.
Facebook!
And Joe also makes boxes for a living. So everyone, please help me welcome Joe.
All right. Well, my intro was a lot better than that.
Your bio?
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna read you some poems. Actually, reading these beforehand, I realized that one after the other like this, it's really grim. So that's just a heads up, but I'm going to do it anyway. So here we go. And I tell Annabelle there's a little pile of clothes in the kitchen. She says that is a familiar story. The story of a boy. The boy is pretending. Now the boy is a liar, but I really shouldn't say that. I should say I have hope for the boy. Stop, I say. I put the leftover emotion from last night in the little drawer next to the copper wire, next to the extra batteries for the smoke alarm. I will stop burning your clothes at night, Annabelle says. Why don't you trust me anymore? You talk in your sleep, you know, while I burn your clothes all night. I say, I know, Annabelle. I was dreaming about a room where a little boy was dancing. He was wearing my jacket. I said, stop dancing, little boy. Take off my nice jacket. It's too big for you. But he kept spinning in circles. And you were there, too, under a blanket, your little toes poking out. I said, wake up, Annabelle, wake up. But you rolled away. I tried to catch you, but there were piles of clothes in my way. And sometimes when I look in the mirror, I think there must have been some terrible mix-up, that I was switched at birth, and the real me isn't the real me, but an attractive and highly paid lawyer who lives in the northern suburbs of Chicago. And sometimes I stand in front of the mirror for hours, while Annabelle spills into so many colors on the kitchen floor. And sometimes when she lays in bed with me, I try to touch her, but she says, no, I am watching Lady Snowblood, and then I will watch Lady Snowblood too. And the colors rattle around in our eyes, and Annabelle says, my heart too is a blood-soaked umbrella. Even though she has no heart, and she cannot be touched, even though our shadows touch on the wall behind us. Sip of beer. That was barely a sip. And at least the other me is probably an asshole in the way that I imagine Richard Gere to be an asshole on the set of the award-winning movie Primal Fear. But in reality, Richard Gere is probably a pretty nice guy. And this poem is the desperation in saying I am a performance artist at heart and an attention whore in practice. And this poem is the scene at the end of a movie where two people hurry toward one another over the grainy landscape of Cabo San Lucas. And this poem is the accident I don't talk about anymore. And this poem is a bird I'm crushing between my teeth. And this poem is the death that still clings to my mouth. Yeah, it's getting grim.
It's lovely.
So good.
Okay. And sometimes when I'm eating breakfast, I arrange my table like in those Kellogg's cereal commercials, which can be impractical, but if I say don't think about it, then I don't think about it. And the other me is outside chasing comet tails, and what I have learned in the dark and what I'm afraid to see are connected in this image of a woman face down in a pond, and still the sound of her garbled voice in my ear, and still I see blood on the edge of a bathroom sink when I close my eyes, and sometimes when I'm eating breakfast, I just don't think about anything. God. Let's go somewhere else now. I had a class with Kelly and Maddie last semester, and we all got together and we collectively decided to write masturbation poems. You remember?
As a class.
As a class.
Not the collective.
And this was
No, just the three.
this was
I wrote one too.
And,
You wrote
and then you made me do it the wrong day.
Yeah.
that's a circle.
Oh yeah. Everyone wrote a masturbation poem.
Okay, everyone wrote one, and it took about 8 masturbation poems before Paul Hoover, who was teaching the class, caught on. So I'm gonna read this piece, and this is just a thank you to Matthew and Kelly for having this at their house for us. Yeah. I'm having sex tonight. Hopefully someone will join me. Or because I brought a ski mask and I don't know why. Maybe I saw JM kissing behind a CVS pharmacy. I wonder how will his poems reflect this. Frequently, the glow in a jug of wine as a drowsy country song. In January, I'm walking down that hill, really. My pulse is a defective megaphone. Sometimes this one photo isn't enough. Okay, stop. From my window, there's a white flower poking out of a roof. Outside, a girl screaming. Sunlight, a prisoner in my hand. Too bad my liver is a beat-up armchair. Or blood, the sword is worn. Or Becky lifting her dress above her head. I'm now living in the past of my favorite writers. Soon a dog barking. By accident I haven't killed anything yet, but I'm trying. Tonight, awake, poems, spread across the floor. I saw JM kissing behind a CVS pharmacy. More poems. Fragment of the next 100 years. I am sitting in a room, my chest hurts. Here and here I say once I overheard someone in a bar declare love is a Wu-Tang beat. Maybe that's true, how should I know? Maybe it's true what remains of history is an empty stage. Maybe that doesn't make sense, but nothing makes sense. Once I saw a woman bend down to pick a wishbone from a gutter. She held it up for a moment, then flicked it. Sometimes I think about her, not in a fond way or anything, but I wonder what she could have been looking for, or what she expects if she saw me that night, or if she thinks about me too. A couple more. My dreams pitched across the still life of the street, my childhood, all this applause. For a time I wrote on the possibilities of space, but I acknowledged the things we say to one another, that we sit and nod to say, yeah, you're right, and everything is right with the world. Let's give up this notion of hope to ever tell a story. I'll talk. Sometimes I'm awake, I'll talk, or the yellow rust on the wall, a dramatic plume. Distantly, her voice a question rather than song. The sky is everywhere, as said in that distant half-true way a child says. Still, let's agree to never do that again. It was 2008 and I don't know. This hair tie of yours I found in my clothes, or that night you walked with me, that you indulged me with this moment, that the body, like the book, begins with a word, or that all these sad stories I can't keep straight are taking their toll on me, that I carry too much paper in my pocket, that maybe I'm a ghost in the doubted wick. Let's leave the poem unfinished. Let's break a window. Okay, let's talk. Kind of got grim again. But and I'm going to end on a... I don't know what note this is going to be, so here it is. Some nights I wake up sweating, or I'm walking home again at 5 a.m. Let me borrow this bucket of nails, this picture, my likeness to that of a serial killer. Stop touching me. My only true friend is a little mouse, a squeak, I met in a cornfield in 1989. Soon we'll see in this memory raindrops, the morning I left you, my father driving away in a white pickup, headlights, I'm imagining ghosts in the trees, for a moment, a dusty trail through every sleeted window. Sometimes the distance between things isn't so overwhelming. Yeah, I think I could love her, a line in a song I wrote I'm still ashamed of. Sometimes we are Georgia bound, or a plastic flower still burns in my hand, or if I'm living, is this an absurd blue suit? The neck of my next victim, John Fahey's Beverly, as heard underwater. Someone slumped at a piano, a black eye or a black pond. Tell me before I go on too long. I threw my phone away, but somewhere it's ringing somewhere. All right, thank you, everyone.